Let's just briefly talk about why gratitude is important. Now, sometimes this can tends to be something that people get, I think, a little overwhelmed about, either because of this feeling like gratitude should be selfless, feeling like we should never have any positive benefit to ourselves or that we shouldn't feel good. And that's bullshit. Gratitude is something that is meant to put goodness into the world, have an effect on other people, and it has an effect on us. We need some of that reinforcement, that return on our investment to keep motivating our brain to continue to engage in those pieces. It doesn't mean that you're selfish. It doesn't mean that you don't care about other people or you're doing it for your ego. There are ways that we can tell the difference, right? And gratitude is something that is incredibly important for us to continue to practice every single day in ways that are meaningful for us and the world around us. The other issue that sometimes comes up is this pressured feeling of, I should do good all the time. Why don't I want to help these people? I have to be good. I have to care, I have to invest. And there's so many opportunities to show gratitude, or that we're inundated with choice in the world that sometimes we do the opposite, which is we avoid or isolate. And it's really hard for us then to want to practice gratitude because it feels so overwhelming. So, a couple things. One, I just want to share that all of these things are normal. I think creating a general practice of gratitude is incredibly difficult, especially with some of those misconceptions that are out there and a lot of those external motivations of shoulds and judgment and the pressure that we all carry. So let's just take all of that off the table. Let's just assume that everything that we are doing, we can put goodness into the world. It can feel good for us. We don't need to feel shame about it. Let's just ask our shame to take a back seat for now. We're going to have it just go sit over there. It's not serving us in this moment. And we're just going to focus on building a practice that feels good for us. So, the first thing to know is again, we need to have some sort of benefit or payout that our brain can latch onto so that it starts to wire patterns of expressing gratitude and seeing benefit or value in that. So, it's primed and easier for us to continue in that practice and process over time. So, a couple of the benefits of experiencing or practicing gratitude is that we actually see increase in our sense of calm. We can have better sleep. It gets out of our anxious brain and into our intention brain, which is really, really helpful for sleep, for productivity, for all of these different things that we want to do. And it can increase a sense of connection to the world. And so there are these benefits that, again, will help us. And not only will they help us directly, but they'll help us indirectly affect all of these other people by making us be in a better position or helping us be in a better position that we're going to continue to put goodness into the world. The other thing that's incredibly important is that the more we express gratitude, the more that it changes the way that our brain views the world. So, some of you have seen my cognitive distortions webinar, or maybe you've learned about cognitive distortions and other aspects. If you are an Adversity Rising member, you have access to tons of information to learn more about those distortions. But just a quick summary, essentially, cognitive distortions or distorted thinking is or are the tainted lenses through which we view the world. Throughout our experiences, all sorts of different components of development, we start to view the world from a skewed place of reality, and that's what builds our sense of perception. For most of us, that sense of perception has some rooting or grounding in negativity and is skewed in a way that it sees us as being problematic or negative. So, if we can shift to a place of gratitude, what actually happens is it's almost like getting a really nice clean off of our glasses. Any of you that wear them will know exactly what I'm talking about when someone cleans your glasses with really high grade product or that really good cloth. It helps you feel like you can see the world in a different way. And the more we do that, if we can shift from seeing things as negative, if we can shift from seeing ourselves as the problem or this perpetual feeling of not being enough into a place of saying there is abundance, there's connection, good things have happened to me, I have accomplished things in my life. Again, it's going to shift that perspective. It's not going to have an immediate change where suddenly our brain is constantly seeing all of this goodness. But over time, it starts to wire different patterns in our brain to look for and seek out those more positive experiences, to call out more neutral and positive interactions, or to see things less from that skewed reality or the assumption that something is wrong with us. So, all of this really starts to, again, lay a foundation that we are in a different mental, emotional, and physical space so that the things that we do in the world can have a greater impact. We've all seen this. When we're in a bad mood, when something bad happens to us, it's really hard to want to connect to people around you, to want to do other good things, to even feel a sense of worth or value in ourselves, or that what we do matters. When we can shift that to seeing positive things in the world, to seeing goodness, to seeing our value, to just having a lens that connects a little bit more to us saying that there is positive ripples that we can create and can contribute to, then the better the world is going to be for us and for those around us. If I haven't yet created enough buy in for you of why gratitude is important, if you are an AR member, check out all the other resources that I've put together, created, and curated for you on gratitude. If you're not yet a member, I encourage you to go and look up a little bit more about the research behind gratitude, what it can do for you, and why implementing a practice of gratitude in our daily lives can be incredibly beneficial for ourselves and to help us create the world that we want to live in.